Hello, welcome to the daily political tarot and astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it to go through the news with me, especially today. It is especially vexing today, and I'm going to explain why, and we're going to go over some of the political news or just the news in general together so that we don't have to go through this alone. Yikes. In the chat, I just saw, sorry, I was an art history major, and I just saw something. I just saw Holly say, "Did you know that Dali created a tarot deck? Who knew?" Yes, I had heard that. Anyway, I think I've seen it. Maybe. Anyway, I can't remember. Anyway, hello. There's no cover today. Oh, hang on. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That is an ongoing thing. We have epic troll slayers. We have a fantastic community because of you. You watching right now. Thank you. You guys are so kind to each other, and you're kind to me, and I really appreciate it. And if you're watching this on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. You don't have to listen to me jibber jab. You can skip stuff you don't like. You can just get in, get out, or watch the whole thing back on like 1.25 speed, which I do a lot on YouTube. So yeah, so all the questions are there, and I'm going to timestamp them as I go. And Ricky says in the star of the show, the inspiration behind the Bruce Springsteen classic album Tunnel of Love, Bobo's and Kitty. Yes, he is right down here, and he's adorable. Okay. Today's going to be one of those days where, thank you, Bert. Thank you. Today's one of those days when we're going to go over this together. The way to calm yourself down, the breathing technique to calm yourself down is you breathe out longer than you breathe in. Okay, so you breathe in and then you breathe out. Okay, breathe in and then out. Okay, we're going to be doing that a lot today. Yes, we are. And before we get into these questions, because some of these are some of the most unhappy questions, I'm going to explain to you. It was so bad this morning that I was like, okay, this has got to be, there's something, this particular stuff coming up now, it has got to be astrological. And it is. So before we get into it, and again, just bear with me, we're trying to get in the right frame of mind. We need a good frame around this so that we can go through the news. All right. So hang on. I need you to understand the reason if there's stuff coming up today that is upsetting you, if it's like hair pulling. I mean, some of the stuff I heard this morning, I had to first of all, I swore out loud, and then I was just pacing back and forth and back and forth. I was just not happy. So, share screen, and let me move this. All right. No, add the stream. Yes, there. Okay, this is what's happening. This is why we're going to go over a couple of things that will make, might set your hair on fire. And this is, and I know some people are like, oh gosh, the astrology. Trust me, I've made this as easy as it can be. Okay. You just take the specific things and you put together the keywords and you see what's going on. All right. So what I saw up here was a bunch of stuff together. This is the sun, which is that symbol, our collective sense of self, which illuminates and empowers. Chiron, which is the K thing on a circle. Okay, that's an asteroid. It is the wound that will not heal. It is a real soft, it's a sore spot. It's that nerve that just is always being stomped on. It just you have little defense against it. Okay, so this is Chiron is the wound that will not heal. And the sun, our collective sense of self, is in the exact same place as Chiron in the sky. So for everybody, The sun is our collective sense of self, illuminating, empowering this wound of ours that will not heal, things that are going to get on our last nerve. And it's pretty close to big, expansive Jupiter, which adds, which adds energy, added expansive energy. And it is in Aries, the symbol, which is the sign of soldiers and fighting and the standing up for what's right, that kind of active, right? So you've got this big thing right here. So if today there are people, things get on your last nerve, they're just bringing up things that just are getting to you. This is what's going on in the sky. This too shall pass. The sun moves about a degree a day. And so a couple of days from now, it'll move on. It'll move on. It will be bad for a couple of days, but then it'll go. They'll separate. And that wound will kind of fall back into the kind of out of our consciousness a little bit, at least give us a little reprieve. Okay. Also, what's happening is you have these things that are called nodes. Don't worry about it as far as like what exact, it's a mathematical point, but it's important. The nodes, they look like these horseshoes, north node, south node down here. They're always opposite each other. And the north node is kind of what you take your work order in life. Like, what are you supposed to be doing? What are you supposed to be working on? Things related to that sign. Well, Pluto in the sky is squaring. So Pluto, which is all about power and intensity, is square. So it's grinding against and disrupting the nodes, which is the direction we feel we're supposed to go in. And up here is also Mercury, which is communication. So astrologically, you put the keywords together, and I just put the symbols in there so you could see. This is what's going on in the sky right now. All right. And it's going to be this way for probably a few days. Now, the intensity of it might lessen a little because last night at around about midnight, it was like 12:30 a.m. Eastern time, 11:30 p.m. Central time was the full moon, the flower moon, the wind moon. So you know how famously ERs during a full moon, it's like So we just had that on top of this, dealing with this, but this is what's going on in the sky, and especially that sun on Chiron, the wound that will not heal, and then expanding everything. So we're going to be okay. But as long as you understand what's going on astrologically with the energy, it makes dealing with the energy that's going to be cropping up a whole lot easier. So I just wanted to share that with you. Okay. And I'm just having a look. Rob D says Chiron, aka a wound that comes from a heel, which is anyone in the GOP at the moment. That's cute. That is cute. Kat Shepard says my Chiron is in Pisces. It's probably why Pisces drives me nuts. Yeah, mine's in Aries. Yeah, I love Aries. It's just they get me. Yeah. Julie M says the GOP getting on our collective last nerve. Yes. Oh, are they just? Oh, they're going to get on your nerve when I'm about to start these questions, and whoo boy. So anyway, all right, I'll stop that. And we'll go back to, okay. Also, just so you know, this evening, we're off of the full moon, so the moon is waning, so that intensity is starting to lessen. But the moon, our collective mood swing, is moving into Scorpio tonight at like 10:30, 11:30. Scorpio is a very intense sign. And I told you that the nodes and Pluto. Pluto rules Scorpio. So, and the moon's going to be square that Pluto as well. So a lot of intense energy. A lot. Ricky says, good, I feel the need to be ticked off today. Oh, yeah, it's going to, things can tick you off today. And if not you, people around you. I mean, this is collective for the whole planet. So if it doesn't hit your chart specifically hard, it'll be hitting other people's. Yeah. So anyway, hit the fan, says Betty Cantrell. Exactly. And Isaiah says, my North Node's in Libra. I feel like I should have been a lawyer. There we go. Midnight's going to be rough. Yes, probably not as rough as last night with a full moon, but there's going to be some intense energy tonight, just so you know. All right. So Sweet and Salty says, I love my Scorpio placements. I'm a Scorpio. I love Scorpio. Why would that's no shade on Scorpios. Linda Kingsley says, is this why I've been so frustrated? It's not helping. All right. So at 11:30, we're going to go into the first two questions. Remember to breathe. Okay. Remember to breathe. You guys remember Rebekah Jones? I put it in the title today, but do you guys remember Rebekah Jones, who stood up to DeSantis in Florida for the false numbers and all that kind of stuff? Remember her? And then we were all kind of laughing because she ended up suing Florida, wrongful dismissal or whatever it was, right? And the lady with the COVID numbers, I believe. Yeah, that's spelled her name with a K. Hang on. Yeah, the COVID numbers lady. Hang on. Yeah, she managed the team that created the Florida Department of Health's COVID-19 dashboard. She was fired from her position in May 2020, which she said was due to her refusal to misrepresent the COVID-19 data. That's Rebekah Jones. Okay, here's the thing. Again, we're going to share. Oh, yeah, and then they raided her house. Well, guess what? Okay, Twitter, where are you? There you are. Rebekah Jones on Twitter. April 5th. So this was yesterday. My family is not safe. My son has been taken on the government's orders, and I have had to send my husband and daughter out of the state for their safety. Yeah. A week after we filed our lawsuit against the state, a kid claiming to be the cousin of one of my son's classmates joined their Snapchat group. They recorded their conversations and anonymously reported my son to the police for sharing a popular internet meme. They said they had to complete a threat assessment since they received an anonymous complaint, which both the local cops and the school signed off on as not being a threat. The kids were joking about cops and video games, which included this meme. Cops in their car waiting for the school shooter to kill himself so they can go in. That is a meme. That is First Amendment. 2 weeks later, bringing us to earlier today, an officer told me the state issued a warrant for my son's arrest for digital threats of terrorism. I asked on whose orders. The officer said it was the state. They arrested him. They aren't letting him come home tonight. They kidnapped my son. They've charged my 13-year-old son with a felony for sharing a meme. This state has already gotten away with pointing guns at my son during their raid. I will not let them hurt him again. I've been trying to stay here and fight for my kid. Okay. I was talking to Sarah about this morning. According to what she read, just to add the rancid little cherry on top of this. You ready? Her son, 13-year-old son, is autistic. I swore out loud, repeatedly. I had to pace. I am livid. I don't often, I'm, you know me, I wade into the news every single day. But this, they arrested a 13-year-old autistic boy for sharing a meme. I need to mute. Just one moment. Okay. I feel better now. I had to say something that is not good for sensitive ears up here. So, Ricky says, Autumn, pardon my language, I can't afford the cuss jar. Those sons of... Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, and saying grim bleeper. Yeah. Breathe. Charity. This is, well, maybe we can overlook this so you can have your child back. Maybe. Ace of Pentacles. King of Cups. They arrested him and kept him overnight. 13-year-old autistic boy for sharing a meme. It wasn't like a violent meme. I mean, it was. This will get sorted out. This heinousness by DeSatan, this feels like the DOJ and the ACLU, and yeah, they're in other places. Yeah, this is a big deal, and yeah, it has to do. This is for the suit. This is what this feels like. Entertainment only YouTube, but this is what it feels like. I don't have my mug in here handy. Entertainment only YouTube. So this is in reaction to the suit. This is the federal government getting involved and other entities. This is what happened to this poor kid. They were already planning on moving out of the state, but they, ahead of time, significantly ahead of time, her husband and daughter, she had to get them out of the state. And DeSantis and the state, they think they're being so clever. Oh no. So, will it stand? Heck no. Oh, Becca, yes. From House of Lenormand. Do follow House of Lenormand. Fantastic. Unique. You will not find anything as amazing. You will not find anything that good. amazing grand tableaus. Lenormand expert. Do follow House of Lenormand. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy the day karma comes knocking on DeSatan's door. Oh, yeah. Will this stand? Yeah. Page of Pentacles. She needs to get out of Florida. This isn't something I would normally say, but as soon as she gets apparently her son is, I don't know if he's back. It said this was yesterday, and she said they were keeping him overnight. So I assume she's getting him back. But seriously, and they're trying to use. My understanding is because of the kind of it's like a terrorism type thing. They're trying to use it. He wouldn't be able to leave the state, which would keep her in the state. But we'll see. We'll see if that happens. But she needs to get out of Florida. She needs to get out of Florida. No, seriously. The minute you have any chance, get out. This energy feels like they're not done. And they're not going to be cowed. Get out. Jeez. $21.40. Will this take down DeSatan? CC Ryder's asking, was anger Florida independents and moderate Republicans? Does it matter? I mean, if he's doing this and we really have to wait until when's the next election? When is he up for election again? Isn't he in for like 6 years or something? So he can just, for years to come, he can just do this? Yeah. Who was it just said? Sherry H., Voices from the Swamp, said, this needs to be picked up by every news org on the planet. People need to be screaming from the rooftops over this. Yes, I turned on MSNBC this morning, and I was hoping they were covering it. And they were covering Florida and DeSantis, but they were just covering the cruel, the like three or four of the cruelest bills that are going through the state legislature right now. Oh, I lost a sparkle. Yeah, seems fitting. Janelle says he terms out. He's got 3 years left. Oh. So how? Yeah, Marie Sutton, how does DeSatan expect a win on the national stage doing this kind of stuff? Janelle says Florida has no recall. Can this guy get arrested? Seriously, you do this? There's a GoFundMe. Kristen, thank you. There's a GoFundMe for whistleblower Rebekah Jones to pay legal fees. There's a link in the chat. Thank you. Florida governors serve a 4-year term. Thank you, CC Ryder. His dynasty, surrounded by his sycophants. I told you the news today. Fuego. And we're not even done. We're still on the first question. Eight of Swords. Knight of Cups. King of Cups, Chariot. King of Swords. It feels like it's going to build momentum. And this very much feels like DOJ getting involved, or something here. And it, oh, this poor, bless you, you poor thing. Bless you, you poor child. Anyway, this is the federal government getting involved. This is building. This is a prosecutor. Marie Sutton said, if I were a lawyer, I'd do it pro bono. Yeah. Janelle says, Lady Macbeth is so right. Yeah. Yeah. So yes, Rob deep. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. CC Ryder says Pensacola News and Daily Cost and Raw Story are covering the story. Yeah. Ricky says, you don't disappoint. I'm past mad into irate. You and me. Yeah, and Mancy. Out, damned spot. Yes. Yeah. All you DeSantis voters, proud of yourself? Suspension. Unfortunately, that's not him. This is the state of Florida. This is suspending rights. This is companies pulling out. This is chaos. This is right-wing, fascist, chaotic. All right. So now, I don't normally do this, but this is upsetting enough. I'm going to ask for some guidance here for us. We need some guidance. 2730. A message for us. Okay? We need a message. We need a message. What should we do? What should we think? What can we do? We can contact our representatives. Our federal representatives, they're part of the federal government. If they make a big enough stink, Kathy PR says he does have 5,000 miles of stinky seaweed headed his way. That makes me feel a tiny bit better. Okay. Let's see. Message for us. All right. I'm going to tell you what I get. Okay, I'm just going to tell you what I get. Because this isn't about what I think. I'm looking for a message, right? First card for the reading I'm getting is he's actually on shakier ground than you think. That's what this is saying. This republicanism, this extremism, somehow politically and legally, he is on shakier ground than we realize. Okay. Temperance. Okay, there's only so much we can do. And we can contact the media. We can talk, send messages to the media. We can contact our representatives. Other than that, we can pray. And we can get on with pouring our own good energy into the world. Because ultimately, that's kind of what we're here to do. We're here to raise the vibration of this level. And We are upset about this. We are angry about this because it's not right. And we're not going to be quiet about it. And we're not going to let it stand. But don't let it put you in the hospital. Okay? We need you. We need your steady care. Okay? Knight of Wands, Four of Cups, Three of Wands, Eight of Wands. Okay. These jerks will try to steal your calm. They are not listening to decency. They are hoping it helps them. But you can just look at what happened yesterday in Wisconsin. Day before yesterday in Wisconsin. Extremists, where they're taking away people's rights, where they're being this awful. A liberal justice was appointed to the Wisconsin Supreme Court. And don't forget, at the midterms, Republicans were supposed to just shellac Democrats across the country. No. They barely retained control of the House. So are there some red states that are just going off the rails? Yeah, unfortunately. But it's not sustainable. So, okay. Now, and just as you've calmed yourself, let's go on to another question. Sun conjunct Chiron. Our collective sense of self conjunct the wound that will not heal. Okay, this too shall pass. 32 minutes in. The Kansas State Legislature. The Kansas State Legislature has passed a ban on transgender students participating in female categories in school and college sports after overriding a veto by the state's Democratic governor. In order to enforce this, students of all levels will be required to submit themselves to a genital inspection during their regular physical exams to qualify to participate. Okay. I'm just going to throw this out there. Just a thought. Okay. When it comes to this whole who can play in sports, okay? You know how in boxing you have like heavyweight, bantamweight, you've got these different levels, right? In sports, instead of women's sports and men's sports, why don't we start just having sports teams, maybe two, one for those who have more ability and physical strength, and one for those who are at a different level, perhaps? Maybe the problem isn't the transgenderism, it's the way that the binary system is set up. Just a thought. Then you wouldn't have to look at children's private parts. I told you today was infuriating. So is this going to stand? Kansas. Janelle says yes, like junior varsity and varsity. Yeah. Lola Bell's here. Jones? Oh, Rebekah Jones. Chiron and Cosmic Mother Cancer. DeSatan series. Her daughter Persephone kidnapped by Pluto. Yes. Hang on. Pluto opposite her Chiron in Capricorn. DeSatan is Pluto conjunct Proserpina. Where's Little Bell's next thing? Okay. I don't see your next thing. Okay. Yes, lucky girl. Grim Bleeper. Grim Bleeper. Grim Bleeper. Yeah. Yeah, this is quite the choice, an illegal choice. Page of Swords. 10 of Cups. World. Moon. 10 of Wands. Lawsuits. Lawsuits as far as the eye can see. I mean, granted, I don't have a justice card here, but this bullying is a big, oh, heck, you are not messing with my family. This is the happy family card. You are not messing with my family. Protection around the child, the person. This chaos and this burden that the far right is going to be carrying. Get stuffed. Now let's talk about Trump. It's almost like a relief to talk about this jerk. Okay. Azalea says, if they touch my child, Grim Bleeper, Grim Bleeper, Grim Bleeper. Yeah. Okie dokie. 37. You know, in this one tiny little thing, I'm kind of hoping this works. On this one tiny thing, I'm kind of rooting for Trump a little. You want to know what that is? 37 minutes in, Trump is moving to undercut what's expected to be a major point of strength for rival Ron DeSantis. In a memo to DeSantis's donors, Trump's campaign on Tuesday evening sought to paint the former president as the inevitable nominee and urged DeSantis's donors to jump ship. Who will the donors end up giving their money to? Please give all of your money to Donald Trump instead of DeSantis. Yeah. And you can just flush it down that golden toilet. Ricky says, are you rooting for Trump? Did hell freeze over? Oh, no. I'm saying be please give. Yes. Don't even bother with DeSantis. Give your money to Trump. It will just be flushed straight down that golden toilet. Yeah. Do it. Mm-hmm. It'll go to his legal fees. It'll go to pay off his flailing, sinking businesses. We will have more Democrats with power. All right. Hey, Republican donors. We're contemplating whether to give money to DeSantis or Trump. Really? Okay. Yeah, Cheryl Clark. Trump will lose all that money. Mm-hmm. Wheezy Squeezebox says, how did Trump get the mailing list for DeSatan's donors? I don't know. Probably something nefarious. Institutions. That would also be companies. Yeah. Company owners. Yeah. Ace of Wands. Do attack each other. Go ahead, devil. Yeah. Let's see who's worse. Gosh. Kind of hard to decide. Four of Swords. King of Pentacles. Oh, hang on. Mute. Sorry, had to bless Mom Giacomo. All right. They are both awful, attacking each other. These are the donors. Yeah, they want to give their money to these far right causes. But this right here, this is all the legal stuff coming, especially for Trump, but some of us could be for DeSatan as well. Yeah, you. Yes, you donors. Really? You're gonna bankroll this extremism, right? You're gonna bankroll this extremism. Yeah. There's some companies we need to start boycotting in a big way. Oh, thank you, Mrs. Katura. Bless you, Mom. Yes. Kathy Ritchie, bless you, Mom. Thank you. Okay. Next, we have a MAGA TV host. Has a brilliant idea. MAGA TV host Dr. Gina, is it Loudon? Warns of massive assassinations and death camps after Trump's arrest. What? Oh, poor dad. Just her dad. He's having to deal with the thing on the phone where you've got to like press this to press that number. Press. So please hang on the line. Poor thing. All right. Okay. MAGA TV host Dr. Gina Loudon warns of massive assassinations and death camps after Trump's arrest. You know, as Democrats, we got stuff to do. It's not really our thing. Seriously, I've got, I'm trying to do my taxes. I don't know about you, but I don't really have a whole lot of time and effort to set up massive assassinations and death camps. I've got chores. I've been meaning to dust. I really need to dust these shelves. So I don't know. Just so 3 cards. Will this actually happen? Massive assassinations and death camps. You say. Far right freak out. World's tiniest violin. Poor you. Hey. Lady Eva says, I dusted the living room today, almost drowned in dust bunnies. Yes. Holly and Francis, is that what she's threatening? Oh, no. The Democrats. That's what the Democrats are going to do. Massive assassinations and death camps for the party faithful. We're a lot more likely to ask it if you want to go down to the coffee shop. They have pastries. I've heard they've got some vegan muffins I've been wanting to try. This thing, the paranoia. I can't. Anne says, I just paid mine today, right after I set up a death camp. Oh, multitasking. Cool. Oh my gosh. Some days doing this is easier than others. This is not one of those easier days. 44:30. There's more. That was only technically that was only question 4. Question 5. 44:40. Oh, Don Jr., you maroon, you ultra maroon. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. Do you guys remember with the Bragg stuff, the photograph or the copy, the picture of the 8 checks that Trump signed to pay off Stormy Daniels? Do you guys remember that? You guys remember? There's. Let me know if you haven't seen it. I will go find it for you. I will show it to you. There's 3 across the top, 3 across the bottom, 2 in the middle. And I remember being how many? There's like 3, 6, 8. 8 checks made out to Michael Cohen with Trump's heart attack EKG signature. Right? Don Jr. Guys, him is claiming he was the one who signed the check in the hush money probe that led to his father's arrest. Am I missing something here, or am I trying to logic something that is illogical? Huh? Glenn Bird saying, so Sniffy Jr.'s admitting to forgery? Links in the description. If you can make sense of it, please let me know. Deb Hopkins is asking, and falling on his sword helps him how? Well, he's trying to say it's him because if he did it, he wasn't running for office. You didn't have the affair, moron. Yeah, great. This is yeah. Okay. This afternoon in the creative sprints, I'm going to show up sucking my thumb, just like curled up in my chair. Like I don't want to look at the world anymore. Chaos. The family's freaking out. He's freaking out. And he's not stable in the first place. We know that. Oh my gosh. Tower. Oh, this is brutal for Trump and his family. Smallest violin. Tower. Seven of wands on the defensive because they're coming after you. So feeling small and on the defensive between 2 major arcana. Bad boys, what you gonna do? Because they've come for you. Page of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. You are underestimating the other side, and no one is going to buy this garbage. TikTok. What a maroon. I don't think anyone's going to buy this, but is anyone going to buy this? Anybody going to be like, oh, that must be it? Oh, okay. Well, then we're dropping all charges against Trump. No. 3 of the checks that Trump signed aren't even made out to Stormy Daniels. They're made out to Michael Cohen or Pecker. I think it's Michael Cohen. Even if Junior signed the checks, it doesn't get his father off the... Oh, gosh. Yeah, it's stormy weather. It's stormy weather in Trump world. Evidence of which they have gathered a lot. This is Junior trying to... and it doesn't even feel like his idea. They're just freaking out over there. Oh, there were 11 checks. Thank you, CC Ryder. There were 11 checks signed by Trump Weisselberg and Jr. This $35,000 check was one of the 11 check installments that were paid throughout the year while he was president. Well, I've seen a photograph of 8 checks with Trump's signature. Or a copy or whatever it was. So, okay, I'm just going to go on. Normally I'd be like, oh, I'll do follow. No, I can't. And we're starting question 6. The good news is it's 1:13, so this can't go on forever. Oh, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here to hold my hand. 50:45. Okay. 50:45. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, you lovely human being, has secured a new set of ethics rules for the Supreme Court. Yes. That will require justices to disclose certain gifts and trips. While this definitely is a step in the right direction, will it ultimately make a difference? Maria says, you weren't kidding on this crazy stuff. I tried to warn you. Senator Whitehouse, you lovely, lovely person. Thank you. Thank you for being just an oasis of me being able to get out of all the gunk for a second and stand on higher ground in the dry. Oh, feel the sun. Oh, even if it is conjunct Chiron, just... All right, but is the new set of ethics rules for the Supreme Court, will it make any difference? Because the next question is about a brand new article that's come out from ProPublica, in-depth researched article about Clarence Thomas. That's next. But now, and Harding says, put on your hip boots. Yeah. Miss Couture says, we're just on 6. Oh boy, the tea is crazy hot today. Scalding. Oh boy. Okay. Ethics rules for the Supreme Court. Will it matter? The thing is that I cannot find out, no matter how much I've looked. So if you know, I beg of you to tell me. What happens to people who don't follow the rules? What is the punishment? I watched the whole thing the other night. Lawrence O'Donnell talking to Sheldon Whitehouse, congratulating him on getting this through, the whole thing. And what happens if it's violated? Not even brought up. This great big long researched article at ProPublica of millions upon millions upon millions of dollars worth of stuff, not a word about this law or this disclosure or whatever. Nobody talking about what is the actual punishment. Tell me, I'm begging you, please. 9 of Wands. Okay. Yeah, they've been abusing the system. Page of Cups. 10 of Wands. 5 of Wands. Hanged Man and the Sun. Yeah, this is Major Arcana, eventually. Yeah, they got their ethics rules, and then they'll start having to people start having to disclose more, and the right will be saying there's nothing here, but then I've got a big old suspension in the Sun card, so eventually it feels like it will have an effect. Alexis Craig says there is no actionable mechanism to enforce ethics rules against the Supreme Court. Although Dr. Nancy, living co-creatively, does point out enforcement often left out of laws. Yes. So eventually, we've got some major arcana. Suspension and some bright light. Good. Good. All right. I'm not going to look anymore. I'm not going to look. Thank you, Julie R. Okay. So I'm just going to move on. 5530. Kevin. Hello, Kevin. 5535. Kevin Brazil had a question, but it relates to an article I was reading this morning. Seriously, if you go to ProPublica, the article is super long. And this is not something new. It's just the extent. Clarence Thomas may not like those rules because it may require that he stop accepting items from Harlan Crow, a Republican billionaire. Thomas has failed to disclose millions. And when I say millions, I mean millions upon millions. Like there was like one, like at the end of every term for like a decade or more, Thomas has gone on vacation with Harlan Crow. And when they go on vacation, international travel, yachts, I mean, they were saying one trip alone could easily have, if Thomas had actually just paid for it himself, just he and his wife had done something like that, it easily could have cost them $500,000. And that's just one little piece of all of this stuff, millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. So Thomas failed to disclose millions in trips, gifts, and donations, some of which indirectly paid Ginny's salary for a while. Will there be any real fallout for the breaking news about Justice Thomas accepting and not properly reporting gift trips from a Republican mega donor for decades? La 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 la. I can't think of that. I don't know what song that is, Ricky. I'm sorry. Does it count as a grift? Anne Hardink is saying it's bribery is what it is, because other people would come on the trips, be invited on the trips. Other wealthy people with big businesses or other. Kevin Waggy says it's called tax fraud. Come on, IRS, do your job. Clarence Thomas. It's not really a shocker, but I do not pick up. I honestly, entertainment only YouTube. I really wonder if, what is the difference between a sociopath and a psychopath? According to therapists, the ballpark understanding is sociopaths are chaotic and psychopaths are more controlled emotionally. Is that right? Or is it the other way around? But whichever one of those it is that doesn't have a conscience, doesn't feel emotions the way everybody else does, that's what I pick up from him. The other way around, it could be the other way around. It could be the other way around. I just, this is, if it's whichever is the more accurate, the sociopath or psychopath, that's what I pick up. There is no conscience here. I feel zero. I feel zero conscience on this man. A fool. And he thinks he can do, he's been doing whatever he wanted to do for decades. And remember Anita Hill? Yeah. Anna's a sociopath. GM Dave. Hey, Dave. Psychopaths are like Ted Bundy. Thank you, Ricky. Devil. Oh, thank you, Lola Bell. He's a sociopath. A person with a personality disorder manifesting itself in extreme antisocial attitudes and behavior and a lack of conscience. Thank you. Yeah. Sitting pretty in a place to grease palms and get his own way. There is no heart here. There is no heart here. This guy is scary. I'm sorry. The energy I am picking up on this guy, I mean, normally it's bad, but the energy I'm picking up on this guy, maybe it's because of I think it might be because of the ProPublica article that came out. And he might actually be forced to stop the grifting or not get his way. I'm getting a whole lot of scary energy off this guy. Is it just me? Thank you, Hilda. We're reading on Clarence Thomas, ProPublica. Do a search for ProPublica's new article on Clarence Thomas and Harlan Crow. No, not just you. Okay. Does it feel worse than normal? Scary. But this is suddenly he's not going to be able to go on the big trips. Suddenly he can't do whatever he wants. There, close this. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Dasher. Oh, did I disturb the kitty? Oh, did I disturb the kitty? We need some kitty energy. Yes, we do. We need some sweetness. This guy is terrifying. Alexis Craig says, no, but he has sadist. He has his sadist energy. Okay. So you don't think it's worse than normal. Good. Desert Dawn says, things haven't felt normal since Trump decided to run for president. In 2015? Yeah. Man, oh day. Clarence Thomas. It's not like he's been hiding what he's been doing. Empress, Lovers, Knight of this is your Sheldon Whitehouse, your, bless you, sir, and others like him. This is America, and this is this super far right swilling of the covfefe and from before, extreme cult, rightish cult, and this is Democrats going after him. Good. I'm looking forward to reading more on that. Good. Yes, Jeffrey Thompson, Grim Bleeper, Infinity Squared. Yeah. I don't know that. Thank you. Roberts needs to wake up, please. Kevin saying, there's only so much Roberts can do. There are no ethics until now. There were no ethics for the Supreme Court. Everybody else in government, yeah, but not the Supreme Court. Okay, what's next? Intention is everything. I'm going to wait on that question, but I will move it to tomorrow. I do want to do one more question here at 105 from Julia. 105 15. So apparently, Robert Kennedy Jr. is pondering a run against Biden. Now, anyone's thinking, oh, Kennedy. And he does want to run as a Democrat. Okay. No, this is Robert Kennedy Jr., Mr. Anti-Vax. There's a photo of him posing with Roger Stone and General Flynn. Yeah. Yeah, Betty, he's no Democrat. Becca, yes, House of Normans. Yeah, I know on Kennedy. He's a conspiracy theorist, anti-vaxxer, nutjob. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Oh, a little bit of tea. Although the man is not, he's no longer with us to tell his side of the story. I think it is worth noting, because I do believe Brooke Shields. Did you hear about her fateful evening with JFK Jr.? Not really surprised. Anyway, RFK Jr. Anyway, what happened to the redheaded Kennedy, the younger guy? He seemed like a good egg. Anne says, bonkers Kennedy going for the name recognition. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Roxana Lee, Kennedy gone bad. Ann Harding says, in other words, a Republican. Yeah. Yeah, I was saying JFK Jr.'s evening with Brooke Shields, which was a story that Brooke Shields just told. This is about RFK Jr., who is very much alive to be a Republican. It's like, I get pentacles for Republicans, and it's like, ding, 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 big old Republican. Yeah. Chariot. No, and anyway, I'm not going to go into it. Oh, yes. Okay. The upshot with Brooke Shields is she said, number one, best kiss she ever had in her life. Good for her. Great. But when she would not sleep with him, he turned around. He left. Good. All right. At least there's that. She saw him the next day. He wouldn't look at her, let alone talk to her. He just completely iced her out. Because she wouldn't sleep with him on a first date? Lovely. Yeah, it was years ago. I'm just saying. I'm not surprised. And he's not alive to tell his side of the story, but I believe Brooke Shields. I'm just saying, that's my opinion. It's just an opinion. Chariot. 7 of Cups. Strength. So, RFK Jr. Oh, okay. Janelle says, guys are weird. Okay, why am I feeling a whole bunch of Kennedy energy? It's like, hey. I told you, we want the nice one back. It was he a grandson? Who am I thinking of? Who am I thinking of? Please tell me. The redheaded Kennedy. The good guy. Linda Johnson says his father and uncle and grandfather would turn over in their graves. Grandfather? Joseph? I thought Joseph was really quietly. Yeah. Patrick Kennedy. Thank you, guys. Patrick Kennedy. That's the younger guy. He was just in a Joe. Was he a Joe? I thought Joe Kennedy was JFK and RFK's father. Wasn't that Joe Kennedy? And then the younger guy who was he was in the last number of years he was in Congress. Patrick? I don't know. Anyway, we want him back. This guy, nil point. No. And these upcoming elections are going to be about women's power, about women and LGBTQ plus people and allies wanting reality and decency and kindness and civilization to reassert itself. This jerk? No. Now, is there going to be a big splashy, I've got name recognition, a bunch of lies? Yeah, but no. We're done. If you're this big Trump anti-vax far right whatever garbage, no, you're done. Women are. Yeah. Joe Kennedy III. Thank you, Holly. Thank you. I get was mixed up. I should have known that, but. Yeah, we want him back. RFK Jr., sit down. Bye. All right. On that note, I think I've had enough news for today. I don't want to see any more news. But I'm here every single day. So I will be back tomorrow because there are good days ahead. There really are. Yeah, Kevin said, we're done, son. Exactly. It is 1:35 p.m. here in Chicago. Thank you for holding my hand through the news today. It was terrible. But we got through it, and you are not alone. We are in this together, and there are good days ahead. There are. It's just there's some icky astrology going on right now, so hang in there. Do breathe. Do take some time away from the news. I don't know. My lunch might just be ice cream. Oh my gosh. So, but hang in there, and I will see you right back here tomorrow. Hang in there. Take care.